right, so I've got Joey Harb, first time on the Stephen Shiels radio show. I studied with Joey in university. How are you, Joey?
I'm great. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Since you've completed your undergraduate degree, I've noticed that you're heavily into travelling. Where have you travelled? And
yeah. So basically, I graduated and I decided to reward myself and went to New Zealand. And New Zealand being the home of The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I'm a massive nerd. I love those films and the books and, played the games and the Lego and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, New Zealand is perfect. I've always wanted to go check out the filming locations of the films. And so I booked a ticket. Spent quite a bit on it, but that was okay. Parents helped also with the costs because I wasn't working full time at the time. I was part time only, and not even getting that much. So, it wasn't an easy build up.
Yeah.
So I jumped on the plane and went there, and it was the best 9 days of my life. That was, in fact, my first ever trip overseas.
Yeah, New Zealand's a beautiful place, Joey. I've been there. The weather's actually much cooler in the summertime, which is great to escape the heat from Sydney.
Yeah. Since I'm into travel now, I know all about New Zealand, and I can basically sell to anyone to go there and all that kind of stuff. Which is funny enough, because when I got there, I went by myself and I did a tour with Top Deck. And
me too.
I did 5 days of the North Island, and then I flew down to Queenstown for a few nights by myself to experience the beautiful Queenstown. And that was amazing. Then I came back and I was like, wow, that was so much good. But then the friends that I made on the tour continued the tour and did various parts of the South Island that I didn't get to see. And I got home and I was watching all the videos and photos of what they were up to, and I was just like, no, I have to go back.
Yeah.
So what I did is literally booked another trip again, only 10 months later, and did both islands with Top Deck again. And again, fueling the love for travel in me, and I then started picking up with my photography, because I was also into photography, which is basically I take photos of travel and landscapes. So travel photography and landscape photography. So yeah.
Yeah, I love when I've been to New Zealand too. I found my last night. I was in Wellington, and
Went to Wellington.
Everything's so overpriced in Wellington, dude. It's expensive there. I went to a second-hand bookshop. I got some Deepak Chopra books. $10, dude, just for a book, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the hotel we stayed at, they were charging $300 a night.
Oh wow! What hotel was this?
I forget where it was, but it was in the main, the real main part of Wellington. It was a nice poshy hotel, beautiful place, dude, but expensive that city is.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't realize any price difference in Wellington. The very short time I stayed in Wellington, both times I've been there, it just felt like a cool city.
Yeah.
It felt like what Sydney should be, really chilled. It had a I guess a surfer's paradise Melbourne kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Wellington, but you could argue the same with Auckland. But just I enjoyed Wellington more than Auckland per se. I don't know. I guess on the tour we both times I was there, we went on at night. We went to one of the pubs there called Danger, and it's a brilliant little spot there. and just both times I had a great time. So I have memories there, obviously. So yeah, we would go out for drinks and all that, and meet the crew. We could easily bump into people from other tours, like Kentucky or whatever. So many times there, I've met a lot of Kentucky-related people in this danger. And in fact, the second time I went to New Zealand, the trip leader that I had, Scotty, from my first trip, bumped into me in the venue. It was pretty crazy, a year difference and all that. We caught up, and it was awesome. And another funny story is when I was in New Zealand just before lockdown, last year's pandemic and all that, I was in Christchurch, and this was the end of my tour, the 7-day tour of the South Island that I did. And I bumped into Scotty again. So pretty much every time I'm in New Zealand, somehow, somewhere, I bump into Scotty.
Nah, it's good.
Yeah, it's destiny. I don't know, something like that. I don't know, the stars aligned and all that.
Well, Top Deck's always better to tour than Kentucky. I mean, if you're a heavy drinker, I've been on a Kentucky tour. It's too much alcohol. You just feel like shit after a week of being on the piss and hungover.
Yeah.
Ugh,
okay.
You just get fed up. I get fed up with it, dude.
Well, look, I wouldn't say one is better than the other.
Yeah.
They definitely have their charms and all that. I haven't tried a Kentucky yet, but I will. I want to.
Are you a heavy?
Top Deck is my first preference because I don't know. I've formed a relationship or love with for them. I don't know.
Are you?
Generally, I'd go for a Top Deck straight away, but I definitely have to try out things like Kentucky.
Are you a heavy drinker?
No, not really. When I was in Europe, that was a completely different story. But yeah, no, I definitely have to try out the other tours like Kentucky and what else is there? G Adventures and all that kind of stuff.
I always found the alcohol in New Zealand stronger than it is in Australia.
I don't know. I'm not an expert in that, so I'll have no comment.
No, it's they're a bit more different. Like for ID, if I wanted to go buy some beer, I had to show my passport. They wouldn't accept my driver's license.
In New Zealand, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I vaguely remember not needing. Well, we had to, but barely using my ID over in New Zealand. I think they were more chilled over there. I mean, last year when I was there, I think we only had to show it once when we entered the ice bar.
Yeah.
In Queenstown. But I don't remember using it that much. It wasn't really a thing that was necessary. This is the same kind of thing that happened in Europe. I mean, I was out in Florence for New Year's Eve, and I met a friend. I bumped into someone who we became friends in the street, in the main square in Florence, and he showed me around. He took me to a few clubs, and he knew all the owners and all that kind of stuff. And then we ended up having a VIP experience, which was a crazy night, one of the greatest nights ever. And we walked into the venue. We didn't have to show any ID. Just walk in like we owned the place, and just free alcohol, left, right, center. We had our own bartender. We had our own VIP booth, and I thought I was like Cristiano Ronaldo or something. It was crazy. We had about 8 or 9 runway models with us as well. And this was crazy. I never thought I'd be partying with, Italian models, and getting a VIP experience. I thought, as I said, I was a rock star or Cristiano Ronaldo or something. I thought I was someone, quite high up in the celebrity kind of game.
Were they gorgeous? Were they gorgeous women?
Oh, definitely.
Good on you, man.
Oh man, that was a good time. And then like the next day, because I lost my tour group that I was on for the countdown for the fireworks, and then this is what started the events of the night. And so the next day, when I was having breakfast with everyone, and they were like asking me what happened to me, and I shared with them my night, they all agreed that I had the better night. All they did is what the fireworks happened and all that, and then they went back to the hotel and we had karaoke downstairs. So they did that for a bit and then they slept, and then everyone had to wake up early for breakfast the next morning and then to do a walking tour of Florence. And I was a bit hungover for the first few hours, but I'm pretty sure after brunch, which I definitely had pizza for brunch, I felt pretty good.
My experience with on tours, I hate it when you wake up with a hangover and you got to get on the bus at 8 a.m. Ugh, just feel like shit.
I don't get many hangovers. I don't get drunk a lot. If I ever do, that is, if I ever do. But the few times I managed pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, I just. It's not a big of an issue for me, and plus I'm so excited and I have so much adrenaline and excitement in me when I'm in Europe or on tour. Literally nothing can stop me from experiencing the maximum kind of thing.
Well,
when I went to Europe, which was in December 2018, January 2019. Yeah. If I really, really wanted to, I would have not slept for that whole 5.5 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Obviously, you get tired. I don't know how I slept. I'm not saying I didn't sleep for 5.5 weeks. But, I was that excited. I had that much adrenaline, excitement, and all that I could have, really, really, pushed it.
Yeah, look, there was a time in Road to Raw, mate, I was just like, all my legs were just aching from all the walking and, you just get tired. Everyone went to Hobbiton, but I was just exhausted. I had to go and book a massage at the hotel, dude. I was just...
which hotel did you stay at? Was it the same one as...
it would have been. Yeah, had to...
Remember the name?
I don't remember the name, but I remember it was a woman, which was nice. That was the best.
Remember it was a woman?
Yeah.
the person that did the massage?
Yeah.
Was it right next to Lake Rotorua?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think we said the same one. It's got like some spas and all that as well.
Yeah, a couple of spas and all that.
The name escapes me. Oh, wow. It's not Scotel. Scotel's in Whakapapa. Damn, I forgot it. It's right on the lake of Lake Rotorua. Let me just quickly check. Hang on.
You getting Google out, are you?
Yeah. Google, Apple Maps, something like that. We'll find it.
It's all good, man.
No, let's go to Rotorua. Here, Rotorua. Let's zoom in. It is. I'll be able to tell you in the next few seconds. Hang on. Sudima.
Sure.
Sudima. Was that the one you said at?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, Sudima. Yeah, it's a good place. I remember the first time my first trip to New Zealand, I went, what did I do? So I did a canopy tour, right? And Hobbiton in the afternoon. And funny enough, when I signed up for canopy tour, I didn't know what it was. I thought we were walking in like the tree line or something like that. So I got to the place. It's hilarious. I got to the place And then they're like, all right, like I have to sign some papers or whatever. I'm like, all right, this is cool, whatever. And then they just handed me some harnesses, and I'm like, huh? What the heck? They're like, yeah, you got to put that on. I'm just like, okay. So I start putting it on, and then they start showing, like, telling me, all right, so when you jump and all this, see this and this and this, whatever, they explain some stuff. And I'm like, jump? What do you mean jump? What is this? And they're like, oh, it's a zip line. I'm like, I signed up for the Canopy tour. And they're like, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah. And then they showed me photos of what it is. And I'm just like, oh, wow. I had no idea that I was going to do some ziplining.
Ziplining's fun.
I wasn't prepared for this. And I'm just like, oh, whatever, we'll see how we go. I was at the first zipline, and literally it took me 10 minutes to get off.
Yeah.
And I was like shitting myself. I was like, oh, whatever. And then after the first one, it didn't. It wasn't. I found out it wasn't that bad. So I was like, oh, that's okay. So when you got to this particular one where it's really long.
Yeah.
Right? It's really long and really high up.
It's beautiful.
And the dude that's before me went, and I'm watching him, and you can hear the zip line go bzzz, whatever, and all of a sudden he goes and we can't see him anymore because there's like trees that cover a certain distance, and after a certain distance he disappears, but you can still hear the zzz. So he disappears and we hear the zzz, and it just keeps going. And I'm standing there getting ready for my go, and I can hear the zzz, and it's going on and on and on. And I'm just thinking to myself, how long is this freaking line? And it's still going. And I was like literally tripping. I'm like, I can't see him. Something ate him, or I don't know, like, you know what I mean? And this is in a bushy area. You think you're in Jurassic Park or something, right? So I'm thinking dinosaurs or something's going on here, So it's my go, and I finally, have the courage to do this big ass zip line. So I do it, and I don't know why, but I'm doing like 360 spins for some reason. My zip line decided to just swing me around like it's crazy or something. Anyway, in my head, I'm picturing Jurassic Park theme song, so do 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 do, and all that, and then halfway through it, I don't know, something hit my foot. I looked down. It was like one of the tree branches or something. Like it hit my toe or whatever. It really hurt. Yeah. Like a bit. And then I'm doing this. It was so much fun. It was crazy. So yeah. The day I didn't know I was doing a zip line.
Yeah, ziplining's quite relaxing actually. I like it.
Yeah. So back to the Sedima Hotel. So I had a pair of jeans and some really good going out shoes, really expensive shoes that I needed for the night before. I put it in a spot in the bus, and I forgot it on the bus, and they were cleaning the bus. And what happened was the trip leader had handed it in to reception and held it for me for when I come back from the thing from ziplining to put it in my room and make sure it's with all my other kind of stuff. And they held it for me, and they were really nice. So that service was pretty good. And that was expensive shoes and jeans. It was not cheap. So, lucky they didn't go run away with it or whatever.
Yeah, look, I mean, you always have your favourite things when you're travelling as well, your favourite foods too, alcohol as well.
Oh, Sedima, actually, the Sedima famously, well, not famously, but we figured this out. So I like orange juice, I like juices, and up until my first trip to New Zealand, I haven't been able to find a lot of really good, consistent orange juices. Okay, but at the Sedima we're having breakfast, and I was having the normal stuff, the eggs and the sausage and whatever, and I poured myself some orange juice. And I took one sip of this orange juice, and I'm just like, wow, heaven is here.
Shit.
Right? I literally had, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 cups of orange juice. Shit. I was high on orange juice, basically.
Wow.
And I remember Scotty was like, "What are you doing? Why are you drinking so much orange juice?" I'm like, "Dude, try it. It is amazing." And he tried it, and then like a few others tried it, and they were like, "Whoa, what's going on with this orange? It's insane." So when I made my second trip to New Zealand, and we were back at the Sedima, I'm like, I remember the orange juice is amazing here, and I was telling all the people about it, and they didn't believe me. They thought I was crazy. We tried it, we all had it, and everyone loved it. It was good. So Sedima have amazing orange juice.
Yeah, like I found like even cans of Coke and alcohol is much bigger in New Zealand than Australia for some reason.
Bigger, as in size?
Yeah, size-wise.
Again, I didn't really notice.
And Pizza Hut too. Mate, like I went to have a large meat lovers, I couldn't even finish it. It's huge.
Pizza Hut, you mean?
Yeah, in Auckland.
Okay.
Oh, serious, Joey?
I didn't know. I didn't realise. The only pizza I had from memory in New Zealand was in Winnie's at Queenstown.
Yeah.
Which is a dinner that Top Deck, did shout to you. And it was filling. It was really good pizza. It was probably one of the best pizzas I've had around the world.
Yeah.
But to be honest, to tell you the truth, the best pizza in the world has to be anywhere in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I went to Italy and I had the pizza there, I'm telling you, it was next level. It was, amazing. It was of the gods.
See,
and
with
super fresh and super tasty and all that. Oh god!
The problem with these tours is they're very overpriced. Now I'd prefer to go on a cruise ship and go on cruise all around New Zealand and get off, where it's much cheaper to be on the boat because you got everything. You got all your meals paid for. See, Top Tech and Kentucky, they should be covering all your breakfast and dinner and lunch.
Yeah. Okay, so you're sort of right. Tours are expensive, but see, with cruises, you're limited. You're stuck on a boat for so long, and you can only enjoy the ocean for X amount of time.
I love the ocean, Joey.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. I mean, like, if you're on the ocean for like 3 days straight, it kind of gets boring, Like, you want to see something else. You want to see a desert. You want to see a mountain. You want to see a volcano. You want to see a glacier. Like, that's why cruises, they're cool. They're cool. They're still cool. But they're just limited. And that's probably why they're cheaper. Back again with the tours, most of your accommodations, or pretty much all your accommodations and most of your foods are covered. At least you get breakfast every day, so
yeah,
that's also cool. But with tours, you get to meet like-minded people, young people, backpackers, whatever. It's really cool. The concept of it is amazing. It kind of gives you that feel like you're back at school. You're doing like a school trip, staying with the same group of people for a period of time. And then there's the trip leader who's like the teacher. But, this is not school. This is you're adults, But it gives you that feeling like the first time I went to New Zealand and I did, the 5 days for Top Deck, I was getting feels of my school camp,
No, each to their own, Joey. I've found my preferred way to travel is cruising because you get entertainment. You got nightclub every night.
Yeah.
Unlimited, alcohol's always there. Massage. I mean, massage is way too overpriced on the boat. You got the gym.
You love your massage as well.
I do, man. I need them. Like, I've got to go for a Thai massage soon.
Yeah, all right. No, I agree with you. They're pretty good. I mean, my shoulders are pretty tense, so I would probably need one soon. In fact, my right shoulder actually today has been sore, so I don't know.
Do you get seasick?
No.
I don't either. But you got a pool and all that. It's pretty much you got a hotel on the ocean, dude.
Yeah, no, I think so. I've never done a cruise. I've done like ferries crossings, like from the North and South Island crossing. I've done the when I went to Europe, I did the London Channel, so from Dover to the England Channel from Dover to Calais, which is in France. And that was cool, but they were only an hour and a half, 3 hours, boat cruises. When I went to Milford Sound, I did the 2-hour boat cruise there off Milford Sound, but it's not an overnight kind of thing, so I haven't really cruised overnight per se. But I've been on boats for whatever period of time. I've done dinner cruises of the river in Budapest. I did a river cruise of the Seine River in Paris. I did in Venice. We did a gondola ride in the canals. Same thing with in Amsterdam too. We did some canal boat riding and stuff like that.
Nice.
Which was fantastic. It was so much fun. I mean, when we were in Venice, the canal that we were on, the dude that was, operating it was singing a bit. He would sing some Italian songs and stuff. Mainly that song, Amore. When you are like it's amore. You know that one?
Yeah. In Amsterdam, is marijuana legal or edibles?
Oh yes. You can get it anywhere, pretty much everywhere.
So I can just walk into a store and just buy it?
Yep, just like you can buy like lollies.
So you don't need a prescription. That's so cool. Did you try any pot over there?
Off the record, yeah. Yeah, it was a good time, man. I got a crazy story in Amsterdam, but I don't think I can share it on this platform.
That's all good, dude. We've all done crazy things when we travel.
I'll tell you one thing in Amsterdam. The first night I went, the first night I was there in Amsterdam, we just finished watching a sex show. Right? Yeah, so that also, there's a funny story in there too. But we just finished and everyone did their own thing, whatever. Yeah. And so there's different coloured doors, and mainly the most dominant colour is red. That's why it's called the red light district. And red is symbolises that these are, professional prostitutes, which means they with any STDs and all that kind of stuff. Then there's a different colour door, which is purple, which means that that these are more expensive prostitutes, basically, and they call them premium prostitutes because they're cleaner. They don't have any STDs, right? But they're more expensive. And then there's the blue one, blue light, which signals that this is a tranny.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So there's about in terms of the percentage, I'd say about 90% of the doors are red. Hence the red light district, the name. And then about 5%, or maybe more, 7% blue. And then there's 3% purple. Very hard to find a purple. There's not many, but it's dominated by red, and obviously blue. There's a bit, and then there's a very tiny amount of purple.
So what? These prostitutes just literally stand out the front.
They stand at the door and they try and wave at you and smile at you and try to get you to come in, And then when you come in, they'll say, okay, 1 hour, whatever the price is, and you say whatever, and you have your time with her.
Are they regulated?
So it's all legal. It's all done. They've got pimps hanging around. And it's all in the norm. Anyway, so I experienced that and walked around, and you can't film there.
Yeah.
There's literally signs saying, if you film, what happens is the cops or whoever is like, any pimps around or whatever, guards or whatever, would grab your camera or phone and just chuck it into the canal.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's illegal to film at all. Take photos, videos, or anything.
In Amsterdam.
Yeah. In just this strip called the Red Light District.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So there's a certain point where you can film just before you enter the strip. I actually did a couple of Snapchat videos, but after that, when I walked into it, I put the camera down and yeah, you can't, you know what I mean? So anyway, walked through the whole, strip and all that, and then I went for a bit of a wander, a bit of an urban exploring wander. So I ended up walking, not knowing where I'm going, just, enjoying the walk, enjoying the night, enjoying Amsterdam, just me and myself and I. And I ended up walking pretty far out of the main town. And I ended up in this really dodgy kind of area.
Shit.
Of Amsterdam. I guess you'd call it the Mount Druitt part of Amsterdam. And, there was like housing conditions from memory. And then there was like, it was pretty dark and, seemed a bit, sketchy and all that. Anyway, I saw this figure approaching me, and just before that, I had about like these two dudes come up to me. They're like, "Oh, you want to buy some drugs, some cocaine or something like that, whatever it is?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." And they're like, "You sure? Very good. You look like you need it." I'm like, "No, I'm good. So I left. They disappeared. Then this figure came up to me, and it was a woman, and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, what a good-looking woman." And then the woman comes closer, and then she opens her mouth, and she's like, "Hey, honey, want to have some fun?"
Oh.
And I'm just like, "What the heck?" And it was crazy. It was actually a man.
Oh, God.
But whatever this person did, it looked exactly like a freaking woman. Like, it's impossible to tell. But wow, they did really good. I'm like, no, I'm good. I walk away. I'm like, whoa, that was weird. I need to forget about that real quick. So then the night progressed, and then I kind of got lost, which I kind of planned to do, but I knew that I can't really be lost because I've got Google Maps to guide me back. So what I did is I tried to find a way back without Google Maps, and I did. So I got back to where we were staying, the hostel. Funny thing is, the hostel we were staying at, it's called Hans something hostel, whatever. Hans Brimmer. That's it, Hans Brimmer. And it's been given the tag the worst hostel in the world. Right? Now, this is crazy. They're selling T-shirts and hats that say Hans Brimmer, worst hostel in the world. They're using it as a marketing gimmick, and it actually is selling, and that's why they're still in business. Because people are like, "Oh, I stayed at the worst hostel in the world." Yeah. And it wasn't as bad as it sounds, but it still was pretty shit. But anyway, so I get back to the hostel, and diagonally opposite to the hostel, there was this club. And I looked at it, and it was a tranny club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Now, they just finished up an event there, and there was about maybe 10 or 15 trannies standing outside, mingling with each other, talking and all that. And I'm walking past, and I see that tranny that I saw back in the dodgy area, and I'm just like, what the hell? I just legged it into the hostel, because she was like, "Oh, hey, honey," again, whatever. And I get back into the hostel, and I start talking to the owner of the hostel, who's Australian. Crazy enough, he was Melbourneian. And I was talking to him for a few hours. We're hanging out, catching up, and getting to know each other and all that kind of stuff. And I noticed that the shirts that I was talking about that they were selling, saying, that this is the worst hostel in the world. I was like, why are you guys proud of that? Why are you selling this? They're like, dude, this makes us money. This so-called slogan of us being the worst hostel in the world makes us money.
Yeah, I've stayed in a hostel in Darwin. I don't like hostels, dude. I don't like staying with other people in a room.
I don't mind it. At the start, like when I first did it, I thought it'd be weird or whatever. But I got used to it. I made friends with it. It was pretty cool. I just got over it. But yeah, generally I do prefer my own room, but it's not that of a biggie for me. And after all this as well, after my after my Europe trip, I decided that I want to start working and traveling. So I did a course with Flight Center Travel Academy, and I graduated. I actually had my graduation ceremony a few weeks back.
Awesome.
So,
Joey, great. Thanks for coming on today's show, dude.
No worries, man. My pleasure.
Always great to have you. Where can people find you on your social media?
So my photography basically is on Instagram. So if you type in at Joey Adventure Photography, you'll see all my vlogs that I do when I'm in places, and you see all my photos and where I've been. So many places, about 14 different countries, maybe 60 different cities or something like that.
Awesome.
So,